views, thoughts, and opinions expressed in this podcast are the content creator's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of Essex County College. The material and information presented here is for entertainment and informative purposes only. It should not be considered as professional advice or a substitute for seeking professional guidance.
Stay in your lane. Let me stand. Stay in your lane. What we say? Ready, set, goals.
Hey.
Ready, set, goals.
Hey.
Ready, set, goals.
Yes.
Welcome to the Stay in Your Lane podcast. You already know I'm your host, Samanta Harmond, aka Who Miss Spicy. But listen to me, guys. Today we back with episode 3 for season 3. It's 333, and those are some lucky number. And it's 3 of us in the studio.
Oh, junk.
That one really connect. But if you haven't, please go over to SLAOESSEX on YouTube and also Spotify for the latest episode that has dropped on Monday. And tomorrow, stay tuned for a new interview. You don't want to miss that. It's called The Wake Up Call with my guest, and his name is Pedro. It's a beautiful story, very motivational, and listen to me. It's time to get up and get go. Also, check me out on Instagram at stay_in_your_lane_podcast. That's where I always drop a little sneak peek of everything, but also give some motivational advice because we're getting back on track, and it's the 4th quarter. So with no over ado, let me introduce my guest. So I have 2 handsome gentlemen in the studio with me today. Let's give a drum roll.
Indeed.
So I have, that did not land. Come on.
Man.
Come on.
What's going on with that?
Boom. So I have in the studio with me, I have Yaman.
Yes.
And I have a returning guest. Yes. Not 1 time, not 2 times, not like 3 times. We got Al. How are you doing?
Well, with that introduction, I'm doing a lot better.
Okay. All right, great. But you know what just hit me?
Quick. At this point, I don't think I'm a guest, though. I'm like a regular person now.
He's a regular.
He's a regular.
So just stroll in and just grab the mic.
Intro, though, but damn, you've been here. So,
you know what I mean?
I always appreciate the love, Samantha.
Okay, you're welcome. But isn't it funny? Something just hit me, and
What's up?
333. That's such a lucky number. I've been saying a lot of 3. It's season 3, episode 3. And it's 3 of us in here today, and it's gonna be a marvelous day. So I just wanna.
That's like a lottery number right there.
You got it.
Yeah.
So, Yaman, you are it's the first time being on here, right?
Yeah.
It's the first time.
It's the first time we've done a collision together.
A collaboration.
Yeah.
Okay, so welcome to the podcast. Stay in your lane. And I want the stage is yours, so swerve away.
Yes, indeed. You already know what it is, y'all. It's your boy, John Moore, and you already know what it is. It's stay in your lane. And listen, let me tell y'all something. One thing about Samantha, me walking inside of this podcast club has been an honor, I can say. Because looking across these flyers right in front of me, you have a bunch of vets that are around inside of this room. And nonetheless, when I first had the podcast called Don't Shoot the Messenger, I basically come up with the ideal to basically bring the outside world into...
Let him see him who's talking. That's fine.
Yeah, indeed. You already know what it is. It's your boy, John Moore. We outside with it. Yes, indeed. But back to what I was saying. Basically, bringing out the platform for those the everyday people. Like when it comes to any products or any service that you would like to share into the community, just come right on in and we could just talk about some real life stuff. You understand? While you do your ads, and just to have the public to be like, more into your niche, more into your oasis, so they know what's going on in your neck of the woods. You know what I mean?
So guys, he's letting you know about his podcast. So he actually have his own podcast. And can you repeat the name of your platform again, please?
Yes, it is. Don't Shoot the Messenger.
So Don't Shoot the Messenger. And you said the inspiration behind it,
Yes.
or behind the name. What is it?
So the inspiration behind the name itself, yes, it can get edgy when it comes to certain conversation, but due to the fact we on campus, we make it more moderate as possible. And it just so happened that, just setting out the platform for those who can represent the voice of reasons when it comes to certain topics. Like everybody feel as though when they in their four corner walls, they feel as though like they're alone when it comes to their mindsets. So I just want to open up that platform so that when we have certain discussions, people can be warm into certain things that we got going on. You understand? Like everybody is busy in the mind. Everybody is like literally trying to find ways to like cope on the day-to-day scale.
True.
And you know what? Listen, this podcast world that we developing right here, I feel as though it's an archive. It's gonna take off. It's definitely gonna take it to the next level. We are making history out of outside of other campuses, like of having the most stream out of podcasts, and it's wonderful. It feels great to be a part of that team, and I'm just looking forward for us to like just prevail on plenty other achievements that we will have in the future. So
we will. Oh my! Let's give a round of applause for that.
Indeed.
Okay. I love that. So I did take away a few points, but I'm gonna pause that for a minute because we have the handsome. The second guest on the mic, I think, for all the new listeners and everyone out there, I'm very sure you want him to introduce himself. So I am not going to do it. I'm going to let him do the honor. So swerve away. Go ahead.
I'm going to keep it really brief. Like I said, it's the third time I'm here. So I'm sure maybe not. People have already got a little background for me. But I'm Al. This is my, probably want to say fourth and final semester here at Essex County College. Can I get a real round of applause for that? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Oh my, okay. He's like, listen.
You was waiting for that cue, were you?
That's a milestone. I missed my cue. That's a milestone within itself. That's definitely a big one.
Oh man.
Because at the end of the day, we're going to school, and this is what we're here for.
Yes.
For education. So
Indeed.
yeah. So this semester to me it really feels like my final lap here with you guys. That's why I'm trying to really be intentional about the time that I spend with you guys, Samantha especially, y'all more. I'm trying to give you guys some, more of my time, more of my energy. Also,
much obliged.
Cater to my clubs, the dance and step team, music club. There should be a lot of fun, new things and creative things that we're gonna do this semester. Should be a good time. Yeah, I'm just excited. I'm very much grateful and blessed to be here again with you guys. Yeah, not too much on me, but yeah, I'm happy.
How are you feeling having the last lap, running the last lap? You're right there.
It's bittersweet, honestly.
Well, you feel that tenacity thing going on, huh?
Yeah, it's bittersweet. This is my school. I've made a lot of great connections here, a lot of long-lasting friendships. I've watched some of my friends graduate last semester. And they kind of passing the baton to me. So now my time is here. Our time is here.
Yes,
right,
guys.
Right?
If
It's
you
not
guys
just
don't
me,
know, we're gonna be graduating. We're gonna be walking together in 2026. So
bang bang, bang bang, bing bang.
I look forward to that. But continue.
Most definitely. But yeah, so that's what it is. I'm looking forward to it. It's very bittersweet because I'm basically like a Wolverine. I really stepped into that and the green and the school pride, and so I'm a Wolverine, and leaving Essex County College is going to be bittersweet. But like I said, it's been a great journey. It's been a great ride. I've met some very talented, up and coming people that's going to shape the world and society that we live in, and I'm very just blessed, like I said, to be here, and I'm excited to continue to evoke change and
Evoke change.
Mm-hmm.
Change is I love that.
That's big.
So Your man mentioned something, and I just want to know, what does that mean to you? So his podcast is called "Don't Shoot the Messenger." When you hear that word, like, what comes to your mind?
Okay, when I hear the phrase "don't shoot the messenger," what comes
Yes.
to my mind? It's a good question.
Yeah.
Well, whoever has something to say, hear them out. In a nutshell, basically, don't shut them out. Give them all ears because they may have something of value to express or share with you. So it's important to always consider other interpretations.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So I have a next question for you, and then I'm gonna pass it on to man. I want you both, because since you're right there at the finish line, I think this question is really maybe like Taylor. But what does winning in your lane look like to you, and how do you know you have crossed the finish line?
Wow. See, I mean, like, you're not gonna get these questions from no other podcaster. No other person's gonna interview you and hit you with these rib shot like questions. But that's a great question. I really like that. What is winning? I think winning, to me, is failing with some type of reward.
Okay.
So it doesn't just have to just be like you've reached every single goal that you put out for yourself
Yeah.
with total execution, perfection. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's unrealistic. I think winning is assessing your current reality
Yeah.
and weighing those pros and cons and saying, hey, you know, I may have not ended on the square that I aimed for,
Yes.
but wherever I landed is a step forward.
I like
Right.
that.
And as long as there's some type of progress,
Right.
failing forward to me is not a issue.
Right.
So how do you know when you actually cross the finish line?
When you have something of substance that you didn't have prior to going through whatever it is that you just went through.
Right.
So whatever it is, and again, like, it could be like you could go through something and you just, again, you might fail. You might just get a whole big fat L at the end of that finish line. Here's your L, right?
Yeah.
But accept that L because, like, that L can open up and unlock your mind to just, like, so much more.
Right.
And, you know, like, it's very important to just finish. And we've discussed this, I think, on our first episode.
We did.
Like, just literally going the distance and making it. A lot of people just really can't finish anything.
Gave up.
Right.
when it
So
gets too
winning
hard.
to me is just completion. And even if you complete and you fail, at least you completed. You have something, you have some type of frame of reference to go back on and say, hey, if I decide to go about doing this again, I know how to do it better. Because I have
love
something
that.
from it.
Right.
I love that. Round of applause. So
You know
I
what I
have
mean?
to ask you, Yaman. I'm asking you the same question because, you know, I believe in life, we all look at things differently
Right.
and think differently. And of course, when it comes to winning, it means something differently.
Right.
One word, it has one word, one meaning, but to you, man, it's a different meaning.
Right.
So I ask you the same question. What does winning in your lane look like to you? And how do you know when you have crossed the finish line?
Well, winning, let's start with basically acknowledge your own journey.
Okay.
You understand? The journey that has happened from the past, the concurrent journey, which you're basically setting the time to plan so that you be able to execute the next thing. And that's what you call short term. Fulfilling for the long term. And what is the aspiration of you becoming to be that particular winner based by that particular reason? Winning is all about strategy. Winning comes from a lot of mistakes. When it comes from a lot of mishaps of not understanding the first time around of what's going on. And you acknowledging the situation, and just it's you peeling the onion so that like by every chapter you're starting to like reinvent yourself.
Yes.
And you're looking at yourself and saying like, listen, am I still that person that are capable to win?
Yeah.
Win. That's when you start to get out of place and you just, question yourself and saying like, listen, do I really want it?
Okay.
Do you really want it? I feel as though that's basically what winning is all about. It's like, are you ambitious enough to like wake up the next day and
keep going
and keep it going? You understand? Because at the end of the day, nobody can do it for you but you.
That's true. So with you saying that, then it leads me into my next question, because I have to ask you, because it ties into waking up every day and maybe what keeps you going, right?
Right.
So when everything is noisy or is distracting, right? What's your go-to mindset to unlock like the
first thing
inner strength?
First thing I can say, I'm more to like energy. I'm big on energy.
Okay.
And when I do find a time, when I'm back at home, I find my four corner wall and I do what you do by exempting out rackets. For those who don't know what rackets meaning, from the idiom term that I'm talking about, the rackets is basically any distraction that you may go through on the day-to-day scale. This is the time for you to preserve.
Yes.
You understand? You're in your four corner wall. You're in your oasis, and this is your time for you to control it however you want to.
I love that.
So
same question to you, Al. What's your go-to when everything becomes noisy or distracting, especially in your last, what you call it, the last mile, like the last lap, like right there, it can get really nervous, it can get really like intimidating. And I have to ask you, when everything becomes noisy and distracting, like what's your go-to ritual or things that you do to really, get back lock in?
I don't want to sound cliche, but I mean, like, I wake up and I pray every day.
Yes.
That's like the first thing. That's just like, that's just part of like, I call them my daily disciplines, but like, I just wake up, I pray. Specifically too, I pray specifically about certain things for that day. I have like prayers that I say, and there's a one that's just like a default one, right?
Okay.
And then there's one that I try to tailor specifically for my day. And that's one of the things I do. And because I've been doing this school thing for a little bit of time now, it's like I kind of developed like a little plan for myself. I literally focus on all my schoolwork first. I prioritize all my schoolwork first. I literally try to do all my schoolwork before it's due. That way, I could always go back and revise it and correct any mistakes that I did before the due date even approaches. That way, I have enough ample time to knock out everything so I never feel like the walls are closing in and I'm stressed and I'm behind. Secondly, I try to converse with those who either have done something in the field that I'm studying or could provide me a lot of like guidance. So I try to set myself up in a place where nothing could interfere with my schoolwork or like my studies. So like during school sessions, I'm not going out like that. I'm not really hanging out with friends who are not in my school. Chances are I'm talking to, other classmates, other peers, and I'm just doing my work and I'm praying. I'm sticking to my, my daily disciplines.
right.
I like that.
Right.
Being focused and not allowing the distraction, because it can easily happen, right? Like you said, you deal with people. We have two lives, when you're on campus and then when you're off campus. When 100%. You're off campus, people that's not really going the same place that you're going, they can get
they could pull you away.
They can pull you away, right? And if you're not a strong person, you don't have a strong mindset, then those noise would definitely distract you. It's like having clean water and then a little, splash of dirt going to it. No, everything becomes dirty. Yep. So you really have to be strong mentally, but we're human. So, things do happen where we really have to get back ourselves together, but self-awareness will always help you to figure that out. It's in which that's what I believed in. Right. So I have to ask which one of you both want to answer, whichever want to answer this first, but what's one story from your life that tested your lane but ended up shaping who you are today, yeah, man? I have to ask you that because
You want to start?
Nah,
you were-
I already know.
you were
You've been waiting your whole life for this question. Like
you were talking to Al in the
I mean, yeah, I was just
in the
trying to-
cafeteria
you know what I
today,
mean? That's
And
what
and I
like-
think
Listen,
this question definitely.
I ain't gonna say I'm his older brother or anything like that, but
Okay.
there's certain things that I've been through. You feel me? And
Well,
certain things I've been through.
Okay.
And sometimes, like, and I look at him as a reflection of me. You understand? That's how we're supposed to look at each other, right?
Okay.
Because it's about, like, sharpen each other iron.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just basically, so we basically was tapping on, like, the business scales.
Okay.
On how I was, like, coming about when it comes to certain promoters and when it comes to certain, like, gig agreements before, I go on stage. And I just tell them, like, I basically divide myself from the rest based by my upbringing as far as my performing arts. And as times go by, I realize the amount of performance that I've done. And based by the diversity that I perform in front of, I started to build of knowing my worth.
Okay.
You understand? And dealing with these type of people, dealing with the industry, you start to learn things. You start to, like, grasp upon certain niche of your own based by what you have seen of what has to offer in the business scale of the performing arts. And now, like, for me, I could just say, like, for myself, like, how did I overcome on being just an artist and becoming a person that's literally big on this business scale? Fail. Like, I failed so many times with so many teams. Like, I've been a part of so many teams in my life. And I've been disappointed in so many ways because I feel as though the energy that I was implementing into the room, I feel as though it wasn't reciprocating.
So you felt like those affected you negatively?
You could say that.
That helped
Um,
shaped
It
who you are today?
it basically got me edgy from the mindset on dealing with the stipulation as we're talking in a room. Just because of those previous events, just to let them know, like, listen, time of the essence, time waits for no man. And nonetheless, if you're gonna want to hit me up and say, like, yo, we like your music and we like for you to perform at a particular spot, the money got to talk. You understand? It got to make sense.
Pass that for me, please.
You know?
Said if it ain't making money, it ain't making sense.
It don't make no
Ooh,
sense. It don't make no
okay.
sense. I listen. I'm big on, like, blessing the crowd. Like, say if it's like some charity events and stuff like that. But don't look at me as a charity figure when it comes to performance. You understand? Because I do take the time to give back to the community. I do take the time to acknowledge on, like, different communities in that aspect, because I perform at Latin festivals, I perform in African festivals, I perform in multiple West Indies festivals around the Essex County and plenty other states. So it's like building my accolades after all these years. I'm just looking at it like, all right, great. I still not considered to be an A-list artist, but at the same time, I do have my community that's involved with what I got going on. And it's just a build up moving forward from here. And it's just like, it's a journey. It's a journey.
So I just need you to answer just one part or one thing that you would say.
Right.
So what really tested you? You understand that really shaped you like this? Is it the
Right.
failure of the
I was
teams
just-
that
I
you
was just-
have?
I was just tired of losing, and I was just tired of being around people that ain't about it.
Okay.
You know?
So listen to what you just said. I have to ask you, like, so with all of that, how do you actually, like, handle criticism and feedback?
I do. I rather people give me constructive criticism. I'm open to that. It's just a fact of me. Like, when it comes to stipulations, once again, I am type airy like that. and it's for my own personal reasons, and I feel as though it's valid enough. But as far as like, say if I come out with a project and a person would like to tell me like, hey, I feel as though you should tweak this, that, and the third, I'm like, all right, great. I'm open for constructive criticism. I'll go back inside the studio and start like, remaking some stuff, because it's not about me at the end of the day. It's about others. It's like
not about you. It's about others.
It's like the materials that I bring out at the end of the day is not to feed myself, because I already know myself as long enough to like, all right, great. If I'm doing this music game, it has to be for a particular reason. And nonetheless, I am a songwriter. I do like, produce my music. And I do have a team that also is a part of the production team. And it's like the mixture of all of that and coming up to that show, it's like giving a result of what's going on behind the scene. You understand? Like the whole incentive is basically bring the people an experience of awe. You understand? Get everything at all, So
I like that. So lot. Why did you say, Al, that you've been waiting for that question?
I don't know. Bro has like we were speaking before. Like he speaks with a lot of conviction. So he feels very passionately about a lot of different subjects and topics. So that kind of question, I already knew. He's like,
right.
He had a full clip for that one.
A full soundbite.
I like it. At least you know him. But as it reflects to your life, what's one story that actually shaped you? Because you have been through a lot. I remember our first episode, Al, where we talk about the way you compose yourself of your past experience and things that you have started and then picked up back, because the lane that you want for yourself and the independence that you want for yourself. I have to ask you, know that you're almost at the end of this road that you have started, and you came back and you're finishing it, in which I'm very proud of you for that. You understand?
Indeed.
What's one story from your life that tested your lane but ended up shaping who you are today in September in 2025?
Wow, it's like hearing you like reiterate the question kind of helped me with my response. But honestly, I think it's me, and this is gonna be a little crazy to hear, but I'm just gonna be transparent and be honest. It's me never finishing anything else. Like, you ever like say you're gonna do something and never actually like
do it,
complete
right.
it,
yes.
See it like done, like
that procrastinated
fruition, like it was actually 100% complete.
Right.
I'm a big victim of that. Sometimes I suffer from like analysis paralysis, where I'm always in my head with the planning process or the planning stage. I never really like put foot to action and like actually get things done and manifest the things that I wanted to manifest. So with this, I mean, so many things I could bring up. I mean, hey, I had a Follow Your Dreams album I wanted to release in 2019. Never did that. I had a alternative rock album I wanted to release a couple years ago. Never did that. Never completed that. Wrote the songs, never recorded it. I went to real estate school, never got my real estate license. It's a lot of things that I just started and just never fully completed. So with this, I think that within itself, me being knowledge of that and my patterns of just like being inconsistent is the biggest like thing.
So what would you say
catalyst?
Oh, I love that. So what would you say have caused you to start so many things and not finish it?
Just not knowing where to put all of my energy. I'm the kind of person that I love life. I take a lot with my perspective. I take a lot with my experiences, and I love to experience a lot of experiences. Okay. So with that being said, I had a lot of phases where hey, I did a couple of nefarious things, and in my area. I've also learned how to skateboard. You know what I'm saying? People look at me and they would probably never, based off how I look,
right,
would assume that I used to skateboard, but I broke my wrist twice skateboarding. Like I had that skateboard life.
I always thought that you would have been a skateboarder type of dude.
A lot of people A lot of people don't know. No, it's crazy because based off my style and my aesthetic, a lot of people think I'm from like California, or like they will never think that I'm like a Haitian from Irvington. Like they will never put that together. They think I'm, oh, maybe Guyanese, Trinidadian, Jamaican, something else. I'm like, no, or American. No, I'm Haitian from Irvington. Da da da. Oh, you be singing? You be dancing? You don't sell drugs? You don't beat women? You don't da da da. Like, yeah.
With those stereotypes.
Yeah, but like that's the thing. Like, there's a lot of like different lanes that or different callings that I picked up to, for lack of a better term or phrase. If you get what I'm saying,
Right.
And I've done certain things, so it's just like what really spoke to my heart the most is the things that I've consistently done the longest, and that really has just been like healing people. And with healing, that's abstract, and the way I heal is through like singing, dancing, entertaining, cooking for people, providing that, intellectual support, guidance, business-minded kind of questions and guidance and certain things that I know. Yes. I help my people with that. And once I realized that, I kind of harnessed more of my energy into those categories. So that's why I'm best at like, cooking, dancing, singing, etc. And probably putting on outfits and clothes and stuff like that, because I feel like I've lived multiple lives within my one life.
And I totally get that. So I'm a person that you said something, and I could definitely relate to that. I don't know if you can. So yeah, man.
Yeah, I could relate.
But
I definitely can relate.
when you said that you had started so many things that you wanted to, things that you want to try, being multifaceted, but you have never finished it. And a part of you feel like you're not really fulfilled because you haven't really completed one thing to say, yes, I really started this and I finished it. And I can relate to that because I'm a person, as you know, I think you've seen just a little of it last semester. Here on campus, doing everything. I always want to be a part of, I always try to do so much. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like I never really finish anything because I move on to the next thing.
100%.
And
that's why I really like stuck to you. I kind of like really admired you, and that's why I keep giving you these flowers time and time as I see you. Because just like last semester, you were literally running. I couldn't even grab you. I couldn't even. Samantha was running all over the place, and some of y'all don't even know the half. Like it's really admirable. Like we have 24 hours in a day, and Samantha can show you how to use each and every one the best time. Like, and get every single second, every single minute out of that hour. Like she made herself so intentional about everything that she did. It was just incredible.
That's good. That's good.
For those who don't know, you could list some of those things you did. I mean, the pageant work, the engagement on campus, you taking multiple classes, being a full-time student, taking like how many
7
credits?
23 credits.
Come on, like that's
the thing is, I appreciate the flowers.
You better drop that applause on that.
No, this interview is not about me; it's about them. I don't know. I'm a person like this.
I don't doing all of those things.
I don't talk about I don't talk about myself a lot. I don't know if you gentlemen like experience this, but sometimes all of those things that he just named out or whatever I did, to myself, I feel like I'm not doing enough,
right?
And I'm not really where I really want to be. Like, it's just not enough. I feel like I'm not doing anything. But then I realize as human, we're putting in the work, and doesn't matter how small it is, we're not realizing that we're actually planting a seed in an area where once you continue watering it, it's gonna bloom one day.
It's inevitable.
And I don't have people like in my life that say, "Oh, Samantha, you're doing amazing. I'm so proud of you," and things like that. I don't really look for anyone for that. You understand? Right. I had to realize that I have to be my own cheerleader and things like that. And I think with this podcast is the most I ever really talk about myself. Even when it comes to social media, I would just like make a post and that's it. Like, I don't really put myself out there. I feel sometimes like I'm not really doing enough. I'm just a normal girl. So hearing that, I appreciate what you just said and everything. Sometimes you don't know who's watching out there, you understand? And I think we are all an inspiration to someone, even when we feel like we're not. Right. And I would, on this podcast, I tell you, stay in the lane. We give it raw, and I'm not perfect or anything. And I've been going through a life transition from my car accident and everything. I'm in better health now and everything. But I do feel like I'm not doing enough. You understand? I do feel like I'm not doing enough. You understand? I feel like, you know, I'm just out here living. So, I really appreciate that. But do you feel like sometimes that you're not doing enough, Yemen? Like, do you self-praise yourself?
Well, I don't. I praise to the Most High.
Okay.
You understand? I don't praise myself.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Myself don't get myself up in the morning. I pray before I go to bed.
Uh-huh.
You understand? And I wake up the next day hoping that I'll be able to continue on where I left off from. But procrastination, I definitely experienced procrastination.
Uh-huh.
And that's when I was dealing with multiple things in my plate. You know? That's when I realized, like, okay, time management has been my major destitute. And I just have to, like, basically, you know, go back to the drawing board and basically patching up in a department that needs to be, like, caretaken for that season. You understand?
So what was your biggest challenge you faced while trying to, as you said, you had a lot on your plate?
Basically, and when I say a lot on my plate, is basically my surroundings.
Okay.
It starts with surroundings, friends.
Okay.
You know, in other words, group of people. Basically just trying to get where I'm trying to navigate my whole entity. And it's just a fact of me have to sacrifice by shedding out. I just have to take the time to know myself and see where myself is taking myself in a later chapter. You understand? So
okay, I love that.
Yeah.
So, guys, we are 36 minutes in. You already know I'm about to wrap this up. This was amazing. We can talk about a lot of things, but we are running against time. So, I have to I'm gonna ask these few questions because we need something. I'm gonna go with you. Al, you can continue. How do you continue learning and growing?
Talking to people like you.
I love that.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer.
What's the last skill that you have learned? I know you do a lot, but what's the book have you guys read? Any book?
Oh, I'm actually reading a book right now. I was reading it earlier today. Oh, he got his book out. My book in my bag. My book is
Jim Butcher, Full Moon. I'm telling you, for those who want to have like a wonderful, wonderful book for this season, it's getting cold. It's a Jersey season, and if those who know what Jersey season is, it's gonna get cold. It's real, real cold, right? Get you a nice Jim Butcher book, Full Moon. If you get a chance to, like, you know, go by your Barnes and Noble or any type of bookstore, and they got that, make sure you pick it up.
I love that. So this question is for both of y'all. If both of y'all want to answer, you can go. But if someone feels lost right now, right, and they're struggling, right, what's some advice that you would give someone that's experiencing that to help them, you know, figure out their lane?
Well, the first thing I gotta do is slow down.
All right.
You understand?
Yeah.
Slow down. Remain your pace. Pace yourself. Just know that you're in your lane. Stay in your lane. You understand? Just like the name of this podcast, stay in your lane. Because if you're looking at what's going on the other side of the lane, you're just going to set yourself back 10 times back. You understand? Make sure you focus on your stuff. Whatever goals you have day to day. You understand?
I would say be mindful of who you are. And how do I say this? Be mindful of who you are.
Yeah.
And you gotta assess your current reality. I'm gonna use some business terms. You have to assess your current reality.
Right.
And if you are mindful and aware of who you are, assessing your current reality, doing those two things should help you sift out who doesn't need to be there, who's not being useful to you, where you're not benefiting. You know what I mean? Things of that nature. So you start weighing out those pros and cons. And process of elimination. It could really be like math, but yeah.
I love that. So if your lane could inspire the next generation, what legacy do you want to paint?
Ooh. A legacy of camaraderie. Like, it make no sense how we in the hood, Essex County or whatever, and somebody break into my house, and if I'm asking my neighbor, did you see something, and they're not saying nothing, just because they don't want to be involved in this, that, and the third, all that.
That's that Stockholm syndrome.
All this, that, and the
That's
third.
a
Like,
snitch
at the end
culture.
of the day, it's like, hey, man, like we all live, like, I'll put it to you like this. That kind of behavior is not going to happen or be prevalent in a predominantly white community. If someone's entering their community that's going to cause harm to all their people, they're all going to come together and say, hey, this person has to go. But in our community, we don't be doing that.
Respectfully.
So, like, camaraderie is very important. Like, in the same breath, how you don't want nobody running in your yard, I don't want nobody coming to my yard either.
Yes.
But the same person that just robbed me could more than likely rob you. And if I could stop that, why not stop that? Why say, oh, that's none of my business? And that's kind of like, you know.
I don't hear too much
what I'm
about
saying?
neighborhood watchers these days.
But
like,
that's kind of like,
guys, are you savvy with that?
that's,
Sam?
you know.
Like,
No,
you ever
I
heard of
haven't,
neighborhood
but
watchers
I
or-
want to ask you the same question because we're kind of short on time. So, if your lane could inspire the next generation, what legacy do you want painted on it, like leave behind?
So what I basically want to paint with my legacy is just like rejoice. I want to bring out a generation that literally come out of their shell, so that they can literally be who they are ordained to be. You know, I feel as though everybody have a purpose in life. I feel as though everybody deserve the chance to build love within self and others. So it's just like just continue on that genuinity of like, peace, love, and unity, prosperity as we go along with that. And nonetheless with the entertainment in the mix of it. Just know that we still got that vibe. We still got that soul that like to groove every now and then. You understand?
Love it. So closing out. So what's from today with everything that you guys have shared? Yaman, what's one sentence you want people to remember after listening to you today?
This guy is full of aspirations.
Thank you. Al, what's one sentence you want people to remember after listening to you today?
Dedicate your heart.
Yeah.
And Al, what's one quote that keeps you going or you live by?
Set your heart ablaze.
Nice.
Yeah, man. What's one quote that keeps you focused or keep you going that you live by?
Shoot, live life lavishly to the fullest.
Love it.
You understand?
So for both of you gentlemen, I want to say thank you for being here. Any final words of wisdom for the listeners?
Yeah. Just to tag along what I said. Live life lavishly, live in peace and tranquility, and never live in the house of iniquity.
Ooh. Those are some words. Al, any final words?
Mine ain't gonna sound as prolific and hard as his, but hey, man, get out your feelings, get in your bag, and spread love. That's it.
That part.
I love it.
I'll
So
take that.
I just want to say thank you both for coming on today. I really appreciate it. This wasn't planned, but life itself is just got to keep going and keep pushing.
Indeed.
I know that's right. I know
Things
that's right.
happen in the moment, and
know that's right.
listen.
And I thank you for having me for a part of your podcast today, Sammy.
Yes, it's your first time,
It's
Human.
my
I
first
appreciate
time.
it. I have to come on your podcast now.
Most definitely.
Of course.
It's
I
a
have
quid
to.
pro quo.
I don't know why people are afraid to bring me. They're afraid to interview me. What happened? What's
Oh,
going
no,
on?
Girl, listen.
no.
What's crazy is you lucky I don't have a podcast
Oh, no.
because I've been trying to interview you since our last one.
We got the same. Let me tell you
Yo,
something,
you
Sam.
lucky.
Like,
I just might make a podcast just for one episode, just for her, and then cancel it after that. After that, no more podcasts.
and Al, like
That's it.
for the next segment, I'm gonna set you both to come on to the podcast. You know what I mean? And we're gonna talk about some real stuff. You know what I'm saying? So,
Sounds
big time,
great.
big time,
I'm
big
down.
time.
Listen,
Know that.
Cause she thinks she's gonna read everybody and not get read. Nah.
so I just want
I'm
to
on
say, to all my listeners out there, listen to me. Your lane is your lane. Don't let nobody tells you what to do. Focus on your life and what you have to do. I know it says stay in your lane, mind your business, and minding your business, not in a negative way, but focus on what you really have to do in life, in making sure that yourself is straight, rather than putting your ears in somebody else or your mouth in somebody else, right? But focus on what you really have to do. And remember, procrastination is dream killer. Fear is dream killer. So just focus, get up, do what you have to do, and listen to me. I did not ask them this question, and I was going to say something on it, but I want to see. Discipline or motivation?
Discipline.
Discipline.
Gotta be both. Discipline comes with motivation.
Motivations change all the time.
Yeah.
Discipline is something that's like locked in.
Okay. And for you, Yaman?
I would say discipline. Yeah.
Okay, so discipline versus motivation. Y'all know I always end with that because that's something that I love and I think it's a conversation, but to each his own. So, I'm always going to choose discipline over motivation because when motivation failed and discipline is there, you're going to always be locked in. You understand? You're going to always get up to do what you got to do, and consistency is key, right? Just listen. This is Stay in Your Lane, and as I always say to you guys, start unknown, finish unforgettable. See the kingdom, and all you wish for will be granted to you, and that's a quote that I live by. I will see you guys in the next episode. Please check out my Instagram at stay_in_your_lane
Check
podcast.
out the Instagram, y'all.
Yes, and follow me on there, or you can listen to this episode that's going to be aired on Spotify at SLAOESSEX or on YouTube at SLAOESSEX. Okay, my name is Samanta Harmond, and I see you in the next episode. Stay in your lane. What we said? Stay in your lane. What we said? Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. Ready, set, goes. This is Essex County, and we got the best Wolverine.
Let's get it.
We are out.
This has been a production of the Essex County College Podcast Club. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved.